Hello everyone, I'm Ian from Creative Visuals, and today I'm going to be going over the Sony A6500. This is an amazing little camera, and today I'm going to show you exactly what I hate about it and what a lot of other people hate about it. You've heard rolling shutter, horrible battery life, overheating. I'm going to show you guys how to remedy some of these at home and get the most out of this camera, and hopefully this will show you why I think it is one of the best options out there that should not be overlooked if you are a photographer and videographer who is looking for a crop sensor camera. You're getting the best of both worlds here. So let's get right into this video, everything that I hate about the Sony A6500 and how to fix it. Okay, so let's start with a really big problem with the Sony A6500, and that is battery life. So the Sony A6500 uses these tiny NP FW50 batteries, and they only last for about an hour and a half of 4K recording and around 2.5 hours of 1080p recording. Now, what I have done is I've just bought more of these batteries. You can get 2 of these off Amazon, as well as a fast charger and a car charger for around $30. Now that is a really good deal. You could have up to 6 batteries for $100 plus your original, so you're looking at around 7 batteries there, so at least 7.5 hours of video recording in 4K or even more in 1080p. So that is an extra expense. So if you don't want to spend any more, and depending on if you have one or not, you could use an external power bank. So I have a 10,000 milliamp hour one here, and all you're going to want to do is use the little cord that came with your Sony A6500, plug it into the power bank, open up the flap on the side, and plug it on in. Then all you have to do is turn on your camera, press on menu, and then head on over to the toolbox and go over to page 5 of 7, USB power supply, and turn that on. And from here, you can record, do whatever you want while your camera is charging. So there you see, I'm recording you right now and my camera is charging at the same time. So what this can allow you to do is just be charging your camera while you're using it. So then you don't even have to switch the batteries. And for the amount of milliamp hours in this versus this, compared to their prices, you're getting a lot more with this. So if you have the room to bring around a power bank, I would really recommend it if money is an issue. And if not, you can buy a whole bunch of these little wee batteries, because they still aren't all that expensive. Okay, so the second problem, which kind of goes hand in hand with the batteries, is the overheating problems with the Sony A6500. So they did fix it a bit from the Sony A6300 as I upgraded to this camera from the A6300, and I have seen an improvement. It is not overheated on me yet. What you can do is the same things I did with my Sony A6300 when I had troubles with it overheating. The first and most important is to pull the screen away from the body, because this is one part where the back of the sensor is, and it gets really hot there. So having this screen just pulled away lets the heat escape much faster. The second thing you can do is leave your battery door open if it's not raining or you're somewhere where that doesn't matter, or that you're not going to get too much dust in there. You can actually open up the battery door and let the heat come out there, because a lot of this heat is coming from those batteries. Now the third thing you can do is switch batteries often. So when you get down below maybe 20% on your batteries, just switch them out. Because when you pull them out of there, they are toasty and they are warming up your camera. So by switching them and putting a cool one in there, it allows your camera to cool off and not have extra heat making it warm up, because a lot of the heat is coming from that battery as well as the sensor. Finally, what you can do if you really need to get those temperatures down is to use an external monitor. Now I know that is not really realistic for everyone, but what you can do is record from the external monitor, which will take a lot of the processing out of this camera and make it so all it's doing is taking in the video, taking in the pictures, so then your camera doesn't have to do as much and it's not going to overheat as fast. And as well, what you can do to keep your camera from overheating is going to menu and heading back on over to the toolbox icon and going over to the second page of 7 and going down to the very bottom and turn auto power off temperature too high, so it allows your camera to get warmer before it gives you the temperature warning and powers off. The next issue I would like to go over is rolling shutter, and this is something that has been a problem with the 4K on both the A6300 and the A6500, and it is because it scans the sensor top to bottom, so when you are moving the camera side to side or there's fast motion in your clip, it is going to scan the top and the bottom at different times and make it so that things kind of go to the side. Now there's a really simple and easy fix for this. Just when you put it into your editing software, especially if you use Premiere Pro, just throw on rolling shutter repair, and when you export the video, it will be completely gone and your clips will look less sideways. So next up is the lack of a flip-up screen. So as the design goes with most Sony cameras after the A5100 that are interchangeable lens cameras, they have this design that allows you to move the screen down 45 degrees and up just a bit over 90 degrees, but it does not let you do the whole selfie. Your selfie game won't be strong with these cameras. What vloggers and people who do this kind of videos I do can do is either use their phone as a screen or purchase an external monitor. The one that I would recommend of those two would be the phone, as it is a lot cheaper and works just as well. But if you do either have an external monitor or you have the money to spend, they are a good option, as they could be brighter and have more functionality than the phone. So basically what you're going to want to do is download the Play Memories Home app, connect it to your camera, and then what you can do is set your phone up somewhere so that you can see it, preferably below the lens, because then if you are watching yourself, if you want to look at yourself while you are doing it, it will not look like you are staring off into space. As well, if you get an external monitor, you can hook it up with a micro HDMI cable. I just want to add to that, I am not saying that it's okay that Sony doesn't add a flip-out screen to these. Like, look at the size of this camera. If this thing had a flip-out screen, think about how many more people would buy it. Think about the vloggers. I'm gonna keep my cool, Sony. Enough people have said this. Enough people. I'm telling you, enough people. So the next problem I want to go over is the placement of this dreaded record button. This is the most awkward place ever. When you try to get your finger there, you feel like you're gonna drop the camera. I would have liked it if they put it up somewhere closer to the shutter button, somewhere up top, but they put it there. So the savior for us is found on the second tab on the 8th page. So we go down to Custom Key Shoot, and we go into Custom Buttons. So you can choose one of the 3 custom buttons, or any of the ones on your rotating thing. But what I would like to do is just set one of these custom buttons up top to do it, because that is where I wish the record button was. So I'm just going to set Custom Key 1 for now. You're just going to want to find on that huge list of things, Movie. And once you have set Movie to do that, when you press that button, it's going to start recording. See? I'm recording it now. I pressed the button. I didn't have to use this crazy button over here. I used the one on top, where it should. So the last problem I'm going to go over with the Sony A6500 is how dim this screen gets when you start recording in 4K or 120 frames per second. It's almost unseeable in direct sunlight. Like, it is just so dim, and no matter, there's so many things people have said, if you dim down the display brightness when you press the button to record, the brightness doesn't dim, but it's not dimming because you're just already at the lowest brightness. There's no way to really brighten up the screen. I think it has to do with the overheating. I agree with them upon this, because I would rather be able to record than not to record, but at the same time you would hope that in the future they could make a camera that is still compact but doesn't overheat as easily. So the 2 ways you can fix this is, 1, using the viewfinder, but the problem with that is not always possible for the shot. Say you're getting down low, you're not going to be up against the ground with the camera. You're just not going to do that realistically. So sometimes you are going to be forced to use that display because it is a lot easier. So what I would recommend doing is getting one of these things. Mine's in the mail right now. It is a little wee hood for your camera screen, so it is a lot easier to see. I've heard very good things about these, and I will report on it once mine comes. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to check one out. They aren't very expensive. So that's how you fix that dim screen. Damn. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video today. I'm loving my Sony A6500, and I hope this video swayed you in the direction as to buying it if you were thinking about it, because this camera is really awesome. If you're a photographer and a videographer, I can't recommend it enough, and it should not be overlooked. Yes, it has its flaws. I went over them with you today. I don't have any other issues with this thing. It is just, quality is amazing, takes great photos, videos, low light, awesome. But if you guys have any other flaws you can think about it, please let me know in the comments and I'll make a part 2 going over how you can hopefully fix those. Now, I know some of these you do have to spend money on in that, but I think in the end it is worth it as none of them cost that much. I was on a Google Pixel 2 XL. I did sell my Galaxy S9. Battery life just wasn't doing it for me. I know it's kind of weird timing to have bought it right before the Pixel 3 XL, but I will be going over that in another video. Notch is deeper than the Atlantic. I hope you guys have a great week. I will see you in my next video. Have an A6500. I hope this helped you out. If you don't have one, I hope it helped you decide. Have a great day. I'll see you in my next video. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Just bye. See you in my next video. Can you click off this video? Where's that button?